Hey guys, it's your boy Aijalonwallace. Welcome back to the channel. I am the Nomad Recruiter. I travel around the world and run my recruitment agency. If you're looking to start your own recruiting agency, you can check out my online course at nomadrecruiters.com. I also have a free training and a free ebook that you can check out. And if you want some physical copies of a few of my books, you can go on Amazon and get them really cheap as well. So let's jump into it. Let's get started. If you like this content, I need you to hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel. It's help support your boy as I continue to make these videos and help you grow in your career as a recruiter. So today we're going to be talking about what is a recruitment pipeline and why it's very important that recruiters have a recruitment pipeline at the end of the day. So pretty much a recruitment pipeline is just a structure and way for recruiters to organize, their tasks when it comes to interacting with candidates and clients. It's just to organize the recruitment process overall in a sense. So ideally, you're going to be receiving candidates' applications. You're going to be receiving, their names, their locations, everything about their jobs and their skills. And you're going to want to log that information. You're going to want to have that in some type of database. I know that some platforms people use like HubSpot or Salesforce to track all this information, but it's just really good to make sure you have a structure and organizing process to stay in touch with your candidates. So it's important that you understand the benefits of, a recruitment pipeline, and one of the things about having a recruitment pipeline is that it increases, efficiency at the end of the day. For example, after you talk to a candidate, you want to log those details into your system. And once they pass the screening stages, you then know to contact them to set up an interview with your client once they have passed your screening stages. So this is why you want to, make sure you are efficient when it comes to interacting with your candidates, and just make sure you give them an overall good experience. It also gives a better candidate experience. Now, if I could be honest, I could be 100% like, no, we're not the most liked people in the industry. People don't really like recruiters. A lot of on the client side, people don't like talking to us from a business development standpoint, and candidates don't really like interacting with recruiters because we never follow up. We don't really give them much details. We don't really coach them the right way. So you really want to make sure you stand out as a recruiter when you're interacting with candidates, because they're going to remember you, they're going to refer you, and they're going to want to always come to you and want to work with you in the future as well. So you can give someone a better candidate experience, and you can create personal interactions. Every time I would talk to some of my candidates, I would say things like, "How is your wife Jill?" or "How is your dog Leo?" or, "Hey man, did your son win that soccer game this week?" or, "Hey, are you going to the art museum like you said?" or, "Did you travel to Paris?" It really just shows that you really care, you're really good at your job, and you're really consistent at the end of the day. So it's extremely important to understand that and learn that as well, as you're continuing to grow with your, grow your pipeline and grow your agency and grow your business as well. So let's talk about how to create and maintain a recruitment pipeline. You want to identify hiring goals at the end of the day. So you will interact with some clients that may come to you, and it may be a high volume client. And high volume means that you're working on a high number of jobs. So you may be working anywhere from the 50 to 100 to 200 jobs, and a high volume client may come to you and say, "Well, I got 50 entry level roles that I need to be filled." And that is something right there where you're identifying your goals inside of your recruitment pipeline, and you're going to start setting up a strategy to start the hiring process for all of these 50 level entry people. So you want to start getting the database, you want to start getting their names and their numbers and everything built inside your system. You also may have a client that wants to hire the elite, the executives, and you may need to create a pipeline for just executives and CEOs. So you want to make sure you have that organized at the end of the day. Eventually, once you get your pipeline structured, you're going to have to start sourcing, and it's a lot of different strategies and ways that you can source. You're going to be using social media, anywhere from Facebook to LinkedIn to Indeed, and then potentially you're going to be using other software tools like Lucia or Contact Out to get their names and their numbers to try to reach out to them. You're going to have like online job boards as well. In America, I know most of the people use Monster and Seek. Indeed, in Australia, I believe they use Seek. In other countries around the world, they have like Indeed Prague or Indeed Germany, like the version, so you can switch between different countries as well. You also have referrals as well when you're trying to reach out to candidates. Every time I talk to a new candidate, I always tell the candidate, "Hey, I have more than 3 openings. Can you refer someone else?" Sometimes I offer a reward as well. If I'm going to make $10,000 or $20,000 on a position, I may say, "Hey, I'll give you $1,000 reward bonus if the person gets hired." or I may even just do $100 as well, you know, to cash app them and say, hey, send me a name and a number and a resume as well. So it just all depends at the end of the day. So once you have your sourcing out of the way, you're going to be reviewing applications, you're going to be reviewing resumes, and this is where you weed out the best of the best. You want to have your juniors, you want to have your mid, you want to have your seniors, but also you want to make sure you're picking the candidates who resumes matches up to the job descriptions, you know, to a T, because this is your bread and butter at the end of the day. But it just also saves you time to make sure you're working with the right people who matches the skills. But also it's really good to review your applications and resume on a consistently monthly basis, because you may have new roles that come in into your agency or to your business, and then you'll be able to reach out to these candidates in the future 3 to 6 months down the line if they wasn't good for your job at the time. So it's extremely important that you understand that. Contacting potential candidates as well. So, you know, on a day-to-day basis, if you're working in agency or in-house, you're always going to hear the term recruitment pipeline. And, you know, once you go through the process of organizing, sourcing, you're going to have to contact your candidates as well. So that's going to be through emails, it's going to be through phone calls. So it gives you a structure throughout the day when you come to the office and you're like, okay, I got to make 50 calls a day. I got to send out 50 emails. I got to probably send out a few text messages, you know, to a couple of my candidates. And I also may have to do some interview preps as well. So you may have to do some behavioral interviews. So you may have to do some technical interviews for some of your candidates when you are preparing them for their interviews. So it's important that you have that structure ready when you come to the office. You know, so that way you're not just sitting around and wondering what you need to be doing throughout the day. Do remember that recruitment you get a lot of autonomy in the recruitment. You know, sometimes you won't get as much micromanaging or clear direction because you are an entrepreneur. Essentially, you come into the office every day and you got to go out and find your own clients and find your own candidates if you are working for an agency. But even when you work in-house, it's still a lot of independence, and you know, for you to go out there and make it happen for yourself at the end of the day. But one of the greatest things about creating a recruitment pipeline, I think personally, is just developing, you know, long-term great connections and relationships. And the beautiful thing about these pipelines, because you create such personable experience, it helps you grow in your industry. It helps you become the #1 recruiter known in your industry. You want people to say your name when they think of a niche. So if you work in IT, you work in technology, you work in healthcare, you work in data science, cybersecurity. When I hear cybersecurity, I think of a few recruiters, and that's what you want to be. You want to be the go-to person, and having a structure and an organized recruitment pipeline will help you get to that stage, okay? Listen, guys, if you like my content, I need you to hit that like button. I need you to subscribe to the channel. Your boy got kids to feed out here. Help a brother out. I really need your support. Comment below if you love this. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know what topics you want me to touch on. I want to touch on for you. I'm about to be dishing out a lot of videos. I can't wait to talk to you guys soon. I really appreciate it. Thanks again.